Welcome to part 10 of a 10-part series on the best HR software in 2026. We are closing out the series with HR analytics software, the category that ties everything together. We'll cover what HR analytics include, as well as some of the best options for growing mid-market and enterprise organizations. But before we dive in, this video is sponsored by several HR leaders, including our title sponsor, Paycom, as well as our other sponsors and partners, Dayforce, Bamboo HR, PDS, and Paypro. What a stellar group of platforms. You can learn more about each of them through the links in the description, and stick around to the end for more resources. All right, let's dive in. What matters in HR analytics in 2026? HR analytics helps organizations turn workforce data into decisions. It ranges from basic reporting, like how many people do we have, where are they, what do we pay them, to sophisticated predictive analytics that forecast turnover risk, model the impact of comp changes, and connect HR metrics to business outcomes. The category sits in an interesting position in 2026. On one hand, most HCM platforms include built-in analytics as part of their core offering, so many organizations are getting HR analytics without dedicated tools. On the other hand, AI is advancing the field daily, and both the incumbents and new tools are evolving faster than ever. Here's a look at some of the best HR analytics solutions across growing, mid-market, and enterprise organizations. Best HR analytics for growing and mid-market businesses. The growing and mid-market segment is where HR analytics starts to generate significant strategic value, because you have enough data to spot patterns, enough complexity to need help making sense of it, and enough operational scale that the insights drive impact. Growing and mid-market buyers typically look for turnover analysis and prediction, understanding not just that turnover is high, but why. Which roles, which managers, which demographics, which tenure bands, and ideally predictive signals that flag flight risk before people resign. Workforce planning support. The ability to model headcount scenarios, understand where the organization is growing or shrinking, and connect workforce projections to financial forecasts. Compensation analytics. Are we paying competitively? Do we have unexplained pay gaps? How does our compensation strategy compare to the market? These questions require both internal data and external benchmarking. Self-service reporting. HR and business leaders should be able to answer their own data questions without filing a request with IT or waiting for a quarterly report. Data integration. Pulling together data from HRIS, ATS, performance management, and engagement systems, so analysis isn't limited to what lives in any one tool. Here are several HR platforms with strong analytics offerings, often chosen by growing and mid-market organizations. Screenshot this list and check out the links in the description, where you can get a much more detailed breakdown feature by feature in the Select Hub platform, as well as compare analyst scores. Our analysts have reviewed popular HR solutions in depth and ranked them with scores based on a myriad of factors, like features and integrations. So if you're in the market for a new platform, you definitely don't want to miss these side-by-side comparisons. A little extra research could save you a ton of time and resources later. Once again, links to the Select Hub platform in the description. Before we move on, a quick shout out to our title sponsor, Paycom. Unlike systems that bolt together separate tools, Paycom is truly all-in-one, meaning payroll, HR, time tracking, benefits, compliance, and more all live in one database, with no data re-entry, no app hopping, and no security weak points. Even better, Paycom is built on automation. Their AI engine, IWant, gives your workforce permission-based, command-driven access to employee, candidate, and management dashboard data. Just ask a question and it pulls real-time answers instantly. No navigation required. And with automated time-off decisioning, schedule management, payroll processing all running in the background, Paycom is designed to take the never-ending flood of administrative decisions off your plate. Thanks to Paycom for supporting this series. Check them out through the link in the description to see if they're the right fit for your organization. Now, back to the show. Best HR analytics platforms for enterprise organizations. At the enterprise level, HR analytics is a strategic function with dedicated staffing, substantial data infrastructure, and direct connections to decision-making. The platforms that serve this market are sophisticated data warehousing solutions, not just reporting dashboards. Enterprise HR analytics platforms need to support cross-system data integration, pulling data from multiple HRIS, payroll, ATS, performance, engagement, LMS, and external benchmarking sources into a unified analytical environment without losing data quality in the process. Advanced predictive modeling, machine learning models for attrition risk, skills gap prediction, internal mobility likelihood, and workforce demand forecasting. People analytics at scale. Analysis across hundreds of thousands of data points with statistical rigor that catches spurious correlations and surfaces genuinely actionable insights. Governance and privacy compliance. Governance and privacy compliance. GDPR, data minimization requirements, and statistical anonymization that protects individual employee privacy while enabling analysis. Strategic workforce planning. Integration with financial planning systems so HR analytics connects to headcount budgeting, organizational design decisions, and long-range workforce modeling. Here are several platforms often chosen by enterprises for their scalability, integration depth, and governance support. Again, screenshot this list and dive into the links for SelectHub's feature-by-feature comparisons. Our analysts have reviewed popular enterprise HR tools in depth and ranked them with scores based on a myriad of factors, like features and integrations, so if you're in the market for deeper HR analytics, you definitely don't want to miss these side-by-side comparisons. A little extra research now could save you a ton of time and resources later. Again, links to the SelectHub platform in the description. There you have it, an overview of some of the best HR analytics solutions in 2026, from growing and mid-market organizations through to enterprise. For more HR software resources across all the categories we've covered in this series, check out the links in the description. One final enormous thank you to the sponsors who made this 10-part series possible, including our title sponsor, Paycom, as well as our other sponsors and partners, Dayforce, Bamboo HR, PDS, and Paypro. Grab demos with them through the links in the description. And if you found this series valuable, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who's in the market for HR software. I'm Devin Hennig with SelectHub. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.